Hey everyone, in this session we will understand one more very popular supervised machine learning model called Random Forest algorithm. Random Forest used for both classification as well as regression. Random Forest works on the concept of bagging. Let's understand what is bagging. In bagging technique, we create smaller subsets of the entire dataset and we use those subsets to train the machine learning models. We use a number of machine learning models of same type and train them with the help of subset of the dataset. Once our model is well trained, we use prediction for some unknown record and all the machine learning models will provide us predicted results. From those predicted results, we use majority vote in order to find out the final result. In this whole process, the step when we are splitting the entire dataset into multiple subsets randomly are known as Bootstrap. Aggregating is a process of taking predictions from all the models and based on some majority vote evaluating the final result. This entire process is known as bagging. Bootstrap plus aggregating is nothing but bagging. Key points to note here, we are creating the subsets randomly in case of Bootstrap. There could be same record present in multiple subsets. Random forest algorithm used for identifying the importance of the features as well. For example, in one of your problem statement has a huge number of features. To reduce the number of features, we can use random forest algorithm to identify the important features out of the entire feature list. During our coding session, when we will be writing code in Jupyter notebook to implement random forest, we will see how can we evaluate the relative importance of the features. Apart from that, it can be used for classification as well as regression. Remember, in case of regression, instead of majority vote, we will be using mean or median of individual prediction. Let's understand why random forest is a very famous and favorite for most of the machine learning engineers. In machine learning, our goal is to have low bias and low variance machine learning model. Let's understand what is this bias and variance means. Bias measures the quality of prediction for known data or the training data. On the other hand, variance measures the quality of prediction for unknown data or test data. Low bias means accurate prediction for training data and high bias means bad result or inaccurate prediction for training data. Similarly, low variance means accurate result for unknown data or the test data and high variance means inaccurate prediction for unknown data or sample data. And in machine learning, our goal is to have low bias and low variance machine learning model. That means we will find out a machine learning model which works accurately for both training data as well as test data or the unknown data. But the sad part is bias and variance have negative correlation. That means if your specific model has low bias, it will have high variance, or if the model has low variance, there will be high bias. In order to solve this trade-off, random forest uses a collection of decision trees, something like this. Decision tree works excellent for known or training data. However, sometimes it suffers from overfitting problem, and that's the reason for unknown or unseen data, it provides inaccurate result. To solve this, random forest uses bagging. In our previous slide, we realized that in case of bagging, we are randomly creating subset of the entire training dataset. Hence, it reduces the chance of overfitting, and finally, we get an ideal machine learning model where we can achieve low bias as well as low variance. Hope you have realized why random forest is a favorite choice for machine learning engineers and data scientists. Let's understand how can we implement random forest with the help of sklearn library. Sklearn provides us a very simple way to implement random forest algorithm to solve our machine learning problem. Here I have taken random forest classifier as an example. First of all, we have to import random forest classifier, which is a part of ensemble family of sklearn. Once we have imported the model, we can create an instance of the model using the constructor called random forest classifier. Once we have created the model, we can train the same with the help of training data. A trained model can provide us the feature importance metric so that as a machine learning engineer, we can clearly identify the subset of important features from the entire feature list. With the help of score method, we can pass test data as input and evaluate the accuracy of the model. Now, let's jump to the Jupyter notebook and understand the implementation of random forest with the help of the famous iris dataset. We have imported pandas in order to prepare the data. We are using iris dataset, which is available within sklearn.datasets as an example dataset. Importing random forest classifier model, we will be using train test split method to split the entire dataset into training dataset and test dataset. We are importing matplotlib for data visualization. Let's run this. Once we have imported the important packages, we can start the data preparation. We are loading iris dataset, which is available as an example dataset within sklearn library. The dataset has a number of directories. The important directories are the data, where we have records of independent variables, feature names or the independent variable column names, target keep the dependent variable or the target variable column. Let's create feature data frame and target data frame. If you see here, we have 4 columns as feature columns: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. These are the properties of iris flower. Within target folder, we have values to classify the flower species. 0 means setosa, 1 means versicolor, 2 means virginica. So, based on sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width, we will be predicting the species of iris flower, and hence sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, these are the feature columns and the species will be our target column. Now, let's split the entire data set into training data and test data with the help of train test split. With this, we have completed our data preparation part. Let's create the model now. In order to train the model, we will be using model.fit method, which takes xtrain and ytrain as its input and train the model. Let's understand how can we identify the relative importance of the features. What is the meaning of relative importance of the features? We are trying to find out the important features which are influencing the dependent variable with a great magnitude. Let's run this. In this case, we are getting an array of numbers. These numbers are representing the importance of each feature. Let's plot it with the help of matplotlib to understand it better. If you see here, the petal length and petal width are the most important features in our example to identify the species of iris flower. This exercise is very important to solve your real world machine learning problem statements, where you will have hundreds of features, and among those hundreds of features there will be couple of features which will be important for your problem statement, and the features which have very less influence on your prediction or the result, you can drop them. So with the help of random forest classifier model, you can also identify the important features of your problem state. And this feature of random forest is a favorite feature for all the machine learning engineers. Once we have our well-trained model, we can use that model to predict the output. In this case, it is the species type of iris flower. When we are passing X-test has some unknown records of feature column. We are passing the first record from that X-test dataset to predict the species type. If you see here, the predicted value is 0. That means the species type is Setosa. Let's see what is there within Y-test for that same record. This is also showing Y-test has the species Setosa for that record. Hence, our model is predicting the species accurately. In order to check model accuracy, we know we have to use score method and pass the test dataset. In this case, model accuracy is 1, which is the highest model accuracy we can achieve. Let's understand the takeaways from this session. In this session, we have discussed about random forest algorithm. It is a very popular supervised machine learning model. It is used to identify important features for a machine learning problem statement. It can be used to solve classification as well as regression problems. Now we know random forest works on top of bagging. And with this picture, we have clearly understood what is the concept of bagging. We realized in machine learning, our goal is to have low bias, low variance model. Now we know what is bias and what is variance. Random forest uses a collection of decision tree algorithms to predict the outcome. From our previous session on decision tree algorithm, we have realized decision tree algorithm has low bias because it performs accurate prediction for training data, however has high variance because it suffers from overfitting problem. Random forest uses bagging technique to split the entire dataset into random subsets and use those subsets to train individual decision trees. This solves the high variance problem of decision tree. So, random forest is using low bias from decision tree algorithm, and with the help of bagging, it is reducing the variance. Finally, we get a low bias, low variance machine learning model with the help of random forest. That is the reason it is a very famous among all the machine learning engineers. We have written Python code in Jupyter notebook to understand how easily we can implement random forest algorithm with the help of sklearn library. Hope you have enjoyed this session and thanks a lot for watching this video.